Bereshit chapter 22. It happened after these things that Elohim tested Avraham and said to him, Avraham. He said, Here I am. He said, Now take your son, your only son, whom you love, even Yitzchak, and go into the land of Moriah. Offer him there for a burnt offering on one of the mountains which I will tell you of. Avraham rose early in the morning, and saddled his donkey, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Yitzchak his son. He split the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went to the place of which Elohim had told him. On the 3rd day Avraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place far off. Avraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go yonder. We will worship, and come back to you. Avraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it on Yitzchak his son. He took in his hand the fire and the knife. They both went together. Yitzchak spoke to Avraham his father, and said, My father? He said, Here I am, my son. He said, Here is the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Avraham said, Elohim will provide himself the lamb for a burnt offering, my son. So they both went together. They came to the place which Elohim had told him of. Avraham built the altar there, and laid the wood in order, bound Yitzchak his son, and laid him on the altar, on the wood. Avraham stretched out his hand, and took the knife to kill his son. Malach Yahuwah called to him out of the sky, and said, Avraham, Avraham. He said, Here I am. He said, Don't lay your hand on the boy, neither do anything to him. For now I know that you fear Elohim, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. Avraham lifted up his eyes, and looked, and saw that behind him was a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. Avraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son. Avraham called the name of that place Yahuwah Yireh. As it is said to this day, On Yahuwah's mountain it will be provided. Malach Yahuwah called to Avraham a second time out of the sky, and said, I have sworn by myself, says Yahuwah, because you have done this thing, and have not withheld your son, your only son, that I will bless you greatly, and I will multiply your seed greatly like the stars of the heavens, and like the sand which is on the seashore. Your seed will possess the gate of his enemies. In your seed will all the nations of the earth be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice. So Avraham returned to his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. Avraham lived at Beersheba. It happened after these things that it was told Avraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she also has borne children to your brother Nahor. Uz, his firstborn, Buz, his brother, Kemuel, the father of Aram, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Yidlaf, and Betuel. Betuel became the father of Rivkah. These 8 Milcah bore to Nahor, Avraham's brother. His concubine, whose name was Reumah, also bore Tebah, Gaham, Tahash, and Maacah.